Gravity. It's a force we often take for granted, yet it is one of the most fundamental aspects of our existence. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, gravity is at work, influencing every action we take and every move we make. It's the force that keeps us grounded. Without it, we wouldn't be able to walk, run, or even stand still. Every step we take is a testament to the power of gravity, pulling us towards the earth and keeping us stable. It's why we fall down, not up. When we trip or slip, gravity ensures that we descend towards the ground, not float away into the sky. This simple yet profound force dictates the direction of our movements and the outcome of our actions. It shapes our world in countless ways. From the majestic mountains to the vast oceans, gravity is the sculptor of our planet's landscapes. It influences the flow of rivers, the formation of valleys, and the rise of tides. Our cities and natural environments are all molded by this invisible force. Without gravity, our planet would spin off into space. We wouldn't exist. Life as we know it depends on the delicate balance that gravity provides. It holds our atmosphere in place, allowing us to breathe and thrive. In the vast expanse of space, gravity is the anchor that keeps our world together. Gravity is a fundamental force of nature. It's one of the four fundamental interactions that govern the universe, alongside electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, and the weak nuclear force. Scientists have studied gravity for centuries, from Newton's apple to Einstein's theory of general relativity, seeking to understand its mysteries and implications. It attracts objects with mass towards each other. This universal attraction is what keeps the planets in our solar system in their orbits around the sun. It's the reason why objects fall to the ground when dropped and why we can lift weights, feeling the resistance of gravity pulling them back down. The more massive an object, the stronger its gravitational pull. This is why massive planets like Jupiter have a much stronger gravitational force than smaller ones like Earth. It's also why lifting heavy objects requires more effort, as their greater mass means a stronger pull towards the ground. That's why we stick to Earth, and why Earth orbits the Sun. Gravity feels constant. It's a reliable force that we can always count on, providing a sense of stability and predictability in our lives. Without it, our world would be chaotic and unrecognizable. It's always there, working silently in the background. Whether we're aware of it or not, gravity is constantly at play, influencing everything from the movement of celestial bodies to the growth of plants. It's a silent companion that never leaves our side. But imagine if gravity suddenly reversed. What would happen if the force that pulls us down started pushing us up instead? The very fabric of our reality would be turned upside down, leading to unimaginable consequences. What if down became up? Everyday activities would become impossible. Walking, driving, even sitting would be a challenge. Our homes, buildings, and infrastructure would be rendered useless, as everything designed to work with gravity would fail. It sounds like science fiction, but the consequences would be earth-shattering. The stability we take for granted would be lost, and the world as we know it would be plunged into chaos. Gravity is more than just a force, it's the foundation of our existence, a constant companion that shapes our lives in ways we often overlook. Picture this, you're walking down the street, going about your day. Suddenly you feel a lurch. Your feet leave the ground, you're floating upwards. This is the immediate impact of reverse gravity. It would be global and instantaneous. Everyone and everything would be affected. The initial moments would be pure chaos. People would be ripped away from the Earth's surface. Objects would fly into the air. The world as we know it would be turned on its head. The first few minutes would be terrifying. Imagine cars lifted into the air. Airplanes wouldn't stand a chance. Birds would plummet from the sky, confused and disoriented. Inside homes, furniture would be pressed against the ceiling. People would be struggling to hold on to anything fixed to the ground. The lucky ones would find themselves in open spaces, able to ride out the initial shockwave. Buildings, designed to withstand gravity pulling downwards, would face an immediate threat. Foundations would be ripped apart. Skyscrapers would topple from the sky. Bridges, roads, and infrastructure would be similarly affected. Anything designed with the assumption of downward gravity would become a death trap. The very fabric of our cities would be torn apart. Section 5. Transportation upheaval, rethinking how we move. Imagine a world where the fundamental principles of transportation are turned upside down. Transportation as we know it would cease to exist. Cars would be useless, floating aimlessly above the roads, their wheels spinning in the air with no traction. The bustling city streets we are so accustomed to would be eerily empty, devoid of the usual traffic and noise. Airplanes, the marvels of modern engineering that connect continents, would be grounded, literally. The runways would be lined with these massive machines, unable to take off, their wings clipped by the new reality. Airports, once hubs of activity and excitement, would become silent monuments to a bygone era of air travel. Even the simple act of walking would be a challenge. Imagine trying to take a step forward, only to find yourself floating slightly above the ground, struggling to maintain your balance. People would be seen grappling with the wind, trying to stay grounded, their movements awkward and unsteady. In this new world, we would need to completely rethink how we move. The traditional modes of transportation would no longer be viable. Instead, we would have to innovate and adapt, creating new ways to navigate our environment. Futuristic cities might emerge, with people using advanced and unconventional modes of transport that we can only dream of today. Perhaps we'd develop personal levitation devices, allowing individuals to glide effortlessly through the air. These devices could become as common as bicycles or scooters are today, offering a new form of personal mobility that defies gravity. Or maybe, we would find ways to harness the new gravity to our advantage. Scientists and engineers would work tirelessly to develop innovative technologies that could manipulate gravitational forces, creating new possibilities for transportation and movement. Transportation would be a major hurdle in adapting to this new reality. Cities would face unprecedented challenges as they try to accommodate these changes. Crowded transportation hubs would become scenes of confusion and struggle, with people trying to adapt to the new modes of movement. The upheaval in transportation would force us to rethink our entire approach to mobility, pushing the boundaries of innovation and human ingenuity. Section 6. Nature turned upside down, from rainfall to root systems. The natural world would be just as profoundly affected. Rainfall would become a spectacle as water floats upwards to form clouds. Trees would grow downwards, their roots reaching towards the sky. Animals would need to adapt quickly or face extinction. Birds, with their ability to fly, might have an advantage. But land-based creatures would struggle to navigate a world where up is down and down is up. Section 7. Adaptability, the human spirit endures. Despite the chaos, humans are a resilient species. We've survived ice ages, natural disasters, and pandemics. We're problem solvers, innovators, and survivors. We would find ways to adapt to reversed gravity. We'd develop new technologies, new ways of building, new ways of living. It wouldn't be easy, but we would find a way to thrive in this new world. Section 8. Life Reimagined, a world built upside down. Imagine a world where buildings are suspended from the sky. Picture a cityscape where the horizon is filled with architectural marvels hanging from above, defying the conventional norms of gravity. These structures, with their sleek designs and innovative engineering, create a mesmerizing skyline that challenges our perception of what a city should look like. The buildings, suspended by advanced technologies, sway gently with the wind, creating a dynamic and ever-changing urban landscape, where transportation is a matter of controlled floating. In this world, the concept of roads and vehicles as we know them is obsolete. Instead, people glide effortlessly through the air, using personal levitation devices that allow for smooth and efficient travel. Imagine commuting to work by simply floating from one building to another, or visiting friends by gliding through the sky. This form of transportation not only reduces congestion but also offers a serene and peaceful way to move around the city, where we farm the clouds for water and grow crops downwards. Agriculture in this upside-down world takes on a whole new dimension. Platforms suspended high in the sky serve as fertile grounds for crops, with plants growing downwards towards the earth. These sky farms harness the moisture from the clouds, providing a sustainable and efficient way to cultivate food. Farmers tend to their crops while floating, using advanced tools and techniques to ensure optimal growth and yield. This is what life might look like if we adapted to reversed gravity. Every aspect of daily life would be transformed. Homes, offices, and public spaces would be designed to accommodate the unique challenges and opportunities presented by this new gravitational orientation. Furniture and appliances would be secured to prevent them from floating away, and new forms of recreation and entertainment would emerge, taking advantage of the freedom and flexibility offered by reversed gravity. It would be a world of constant wonder, where the familiar laws of physics are turned on their head. Everyday activities, from cooking to exercising, would require new techniques and adaptations. Imagine preparing a meal while ingredients float around you, or working out in a gym where weights are irrelevant. The possibilities for innovation and creativity in this environment are endless, as people find new ways to navigate and thrive in a world where gravity is no longer a limiting factor. It would be a testament to the ingenuity of the human spirit. The challenges posed by this upside-down world would inspire unprecedented levels of creativity and problem-solving. Architects, engineers, and designers would push the boundaries of their fields, developing new materials and techniques to build structures that can withstand the unique demands of this environment. The result would be a cityscape that not only functions efficiently, but also stands as a symbol of human resilience and innovation. Section 9. A new perspective. Looking up at the ground. Perhaps in this upside-down world we'd gain a new perspective. We'd look up at the ground and marvel at the vastness of the universe above. We'd be reminded that our perspective is just that, a perspective, and that even in the face of the unimaginable, life finds a way.